One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet whom millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips.
This Trump idea is unrealistic.
Well, here's the actual deal with what Trump is suggesting. All caps tax relief are actually backdoor ways to give rich people big tax breaks.
Smart enough to know the difference between, as they said, real solutions and wild campaign promises from a convicted felon.
It seems a little bit impractical. Out of taxes on tips is just kind of silliness.
The Biden campaign kind of scoffs at this idea as well.
Last night, we saw a big speech in Nevada by Kamala Harris, and she came out for no tax on tips.
And eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Where have I heard that before?
And hospitality workers.
Wait a damn minute.
This is just one of those economic policies that will go to the heart of doing something directly for people that they can feel.
She had a focus on the middle class, and so eliminating taxes on tips will help people that go to work every day and bust their butts to keep food on the table, clothes on their back.
What's up, everybody? I just wanted to make this video because I have to tell you, what you are watching, despite what the media may tell you, is pure, utter desperation. I know to some of you, because I've gotten emails, I've seen the replies on Twitter, that some people feel like she's got a whole bunch of momentum and that Kamala is on the cover of Time magazine and she's being hailed as the new savior for America. It's all BS. You're being gaslit in an epic way. I mean, I can't even put it into words how bad you are being gaslit. You have got to stay the course and understand what you're looking at. My job, I feel here, is to continually give you information as to why and how they are gaslighting you. They know that they have no chance of going toe-to-toe with Donald Trump. They know this. There is no doubt that they cannot put her out there. You understand she has not given any press conferences. She hasn't said anything. And then we find out today that there's a good possibility this entire tax on tips thing was a mistake. We may find out more in the next couple days, but I've been hearing that she did that ad lib, and they weren't supposed to say that. She was not supposed to put that out there. She went off script, and now they're like, how do we walk this back? Because we can't. You see, when Trump announced that he was going to do no tax on tips, as you saw in that short clip, which I'm going to show you more, they all came out and said it was a horrible idea. It was stupid. It's something that people don't even want. Imagine that. And now her campaign is trying to do cleanup on aisle 3 and pretend as though everything is fine. This is what the people want. But they can't do all the erasing that they need to do. And so I want to show you some things which basically, no, not basically, they prove to you what I'm saying. After he announced, he, being Donald Trump, announced that he was going to do no tax on tips, the media was quick, and I mean quick to pounce, in unison. You get stories like this. This is from Bloomberg. Trump is totally wrong about tipping. Instead of promising to make income from gratuities tax-free, the former president should vow to abolish tips altogether. Don't just do that. Just tell people you're not allowed to tip. It goes deeper. Then on NBC News, ending tip taxes, restaurant workers and advocates say it's a low priority. I used to work in a bar as a bouncer back in college. I've known many, many, many servers in my life. My wife, when she was in college, she was a server. I've never heard one server say, keeping more money isn't something I really care about. NBC News actually wrote that headline. Ending tip taxes, restaurant workers and advocates say it's a low priority. One labor group that favors a higher base pay called Trump's proposal a fake solution, but urged Democrats to pay some more attention to the cost of living issues. How insane is it for someone to say it's not a priority for you to keep more of your money? But they actually decided to write that. Further, CBS News. Trump's proposal to exempt tips from taxes could cost $250 billion. Reducing taxes could cost the country $250 billion. Again, they think you're an idiot. They think the American people are completely stupid. How could reducing taxes cost $250 billion? What kind of fuzzy math is that? Well, I can tell you how. Because they don't understand about budgeting. They think, hey, listen, if you take away the taxes, that just means we can't spend as much. So it's going to cost us. Not realizing that, just like every other family, how about you not spend this money? How about we not be sending money over to that country fighting Putin? The gazillions of dollars that you have sent over there, the hundreds of billions. Huh? How about that? No, we couldn't do that. We couldn't possibly do that. And then this is from MSNBC, which you saw him kind of talking about it. And he just put out, or NBC did, it's a scam. Letting people keep their own money is a scam. The real truth about Trump's no tax on tips or Social Security pledge. It's just a thing out there to make billionaires and trillionaires and millionaires more money. This is not going to help the little people, said nobody ever. Unreal. Again from MSNBC. Trump's tip proposal is a profound, it's not just unserious, it's profoundly unserious idea for a serious problem. Profoundly, huh? That's interesting. I just heard Simone Sanders and Kamala's person out there, spokesperson, saying how it's great for the American family now, but it wasn't back then. How did it change? What possibly changed other than the words vomiting out of her mouth? Nothing. It's bad when Trump does it. It's good when we do it. Marjorie Taylor Greene might like it, but no one else should take this idea as anything other than what it appears to be, a political ploy with serious negative ripple effects. I've searched around. I haven't found anyone saying that about it since Kamala said it. Where is Bloomberg and NBC and CBS? Where are they now saying, hey man, this is horrible. We shouldn't be doing this. Interesting, isn't it? Nevada Current with the big hospitality industry out in Nevada. Experts are skeptical of Trump's promise to end taxes on tips. I don't give a shit what the experts think. What do the people think? What do the people working in these establishments think about Trump's idea to not tax tips? This was printed on June 10th. Now it's a great idea. We're going to go ahead and endorse it, said the culinary industry or whatever it is. You're stupid. Every single one of you watching this is stupid. The Bulwark, Trump's latest campaign, demagoguery. No tax on tips. Demagoguery. It's just insane to think we could have no tax on tips. Printed on June 27th. Actually, the night of the debate. No, we can't have that. And then, of course, you get something like the Rolling Stone magazine. Trump's plan to end taxes on tips isn't fooling labor leaders. Republicans are pushing to end federal taxes on tipped wages, but the industry leaders say it will do little to address the needs of the workers. I read this stuff because you don't have to. I do the research on this crap so you don't have to worry about it. And I can't even fathom that they would think that someone keeping 25 to 35% more of their income isn't going to be something people want. Who are these people? And what rocks do they live under to think that people don't want to keep more of their money? I'm pretty sure Nikki McCann Ramirez, who wrote this stupid article, would love it if Rolling Stone or the government said, hey, you know what? We're going to make taxes on writers at left nut magazines not have to pay taxes. I bet she'd be really happy about that, wouldn't she? Of course she would be. And then you get something like Axios. Axios, again, this is on, July 25th, so they waited. Trump's no tax on tips proposal wouldn't benefit tipped workers. They obviously don't have tipped workers in the audience who reads Axios. They actually put this out there. This isn't a headline on an article. Trump's no tax tips on proposal wouldn't benefit tipped workers. Again, did they ask any tipped workers? Did you walk up to somebody and say, hey, listen, I know at the end of your shift you have to basically declare how much you had so that we know the government can come after it and tip you the tip money? Would you be okay if, is there any benefit to you if you got to keep all that money? No. Nah. I don't know how those people did it before the law went into effect. Oh my God, I can't even imagine how they lived and existed without having to pay taxes on their tips. Man, we have to pay taxes on our tips, says no one friggin' ever. This is from Food and Wine magazine. You know, the magazine that actually works for the food service industry? Constitutionally, Trump can't save tips from taxes, despite what he says. I went through so many of these articles. Let me go one more before I stop. And then Axios, again, Trump's no tax plan on tips, a Vegas-style gamble. over and over and over again. Examples keep coming up, if you know where to look and how to dig and look what keywords, that these people think Americans are stupid. They don't believe anybody does any research and has any short-term memory. I had to do this today because I'm afraid that they'll scrub all of these sites, all of these articles off of the interwebs because they won't want people to see this stuff. It's insane. And so that's what led me to do this video and why I had to say that I firmly believe at this point. I firmly believe that there is a effort afoot to basically not just gaslight Americans, but to hurt Americans. Because there'd be no other reason for people to act so unintelligently. It's so unintelligent, you have to wonder if it indeed is criminal. Now, there's no law against you putting out an article that makes absolutely no sense. It's an opinion. But when so many of these rags, so many of these websites get together and say, blah, 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 Trump sucks, everything Trump says sucks, and, don't even listen to Trump because it's absurd, and then the very next day, after their savior, Kamala says it, everything's great. It's fantastic. It's the best thing I've ever heard. Oh, it makes so much sense. It is humanly impossible for that not to be intentional. They don't think the American people have the ability to go back and find these articles. They know people have to work, have a family, do different things that live your life. You're not going to know what was said a couple months ago. You're not going to remember that we said all this stuff. All you're going to remember is what we're saying today. We're saying now that because Kamala Harris said it, it's a great thing. Don't go back and research what we used to say because, it doesn't really matter at this point. That what you just saw and more should tell you everything you need to know about the polls, about the media, about everything going on with her basically hiding away and not doing any interviews. That should tell you everything. I had posted something earlier on X, and I said, how many lies do we have to catch the White House and the media in for people to wake up and realize they're being gaslit, brainwashed, whatever word you want to use? At some point, you have to sit back and go, I've had enough. The Seinfeld meme. I've had enough. I'm done with you. You wouldn't do it in your interpersonal relationships. I'm telling you that right now. If someone you worked with, was a friend with, a family member, well, family members sometimes we're stuck with, lied to you over and over and over, right to your face, you wouldn't put up with it. That person would no longer be in your life, most likely. But every night, people turn on CNN, MSNBC, CBS, and get lied to willingly. They count on it. A number came out, and I think I talked about it in one of my other videos, one of the charts, that the top streaming news programs at this point, Benny Johnson is like way above CNN, MSNBC, CBS, all the way down. And I was second. Or second, I think it was. And I'm thinking to myself, my wife's like, how can this be? And I said, because people don't want to be lied to. If you show them the truth, and then they can look it up themselves and say, well, that's true, then you build credibility. These people have lost all credibility. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Kamala Harris is not winning as of today. Something could happen, who knows? But after tonight, after what we see happen tonight, which I hope you guys join me, and what I'm talking about is Trump and Elon Musk getting together and doing an interview or having a conversation. How big will this be? Well, those of you who know, he sat down with Aiden Ross, a big streamer, and they had an excess of 150 million views. That's Aiden Ross. They're doing this live on Twitter, and I would expect in excess 250 million people. Well, Barry, how is that possible? Well, Trump went back to Twitter today. He's posted 2 or 3 things, and in the first hour, it's something like 15 million views. It is incredible how people just went and jumped on because it was someone they wanted to see. They wanted to hear, is this real? People are ecstatic. Her momentum is over. And on top of that, my earlier video today, I told you about how he's suing the Department of Justice for $100 million. He is now on the offensive, and it's only going to get worse. The media, they're going to have to light their newsrooms on fire right now. There is nothing they can do. They do not have the bandwidth. They don't have the audience to fight what Trump is going to be doing to them from here on out. Can't be done. Collectively, every single one of them together, MSNBC, CNN, go through the entire alphabet, put them all together, add all their collective audiences, put it together for a month, and they won't do what Trump is going to do tonight. That is how important. So I'm a little worked up because I keep getting these emails. Oh, she's ahead in this and this. I'm like, do you not see what's happening? Do you not understand the enormity of what is about to happen tonight? What you're seeing with Kamala is utter desperation. There's nobody out there who worries so much about their competition like Kamala is worried about Donald Trump. If you were winning, if the media thought she was winning, you wouldn't have to do what you're doing. It doesn't work that way. Let me show you a couple things. Let me close down a few windows. It's because and then I'll show this one to you at the end here. But Trump put this out. Okay, Nick Sorter suggested President Trump roast Kamala Harris for stealing his policy. Kamala Harris, whose honeymoon period is ending and is starting to get hammered in the polls, just copied my no taxes on tips policy. The difference is she won't do it. She just wants it for political purposes. This was a Trump idea. She has no ideas. She can only steal from me. Remember, Kamala has proposed the largest tax increase in history. It won't happen. Make America great again. He's completely right. Here's another reason why you know she's desperate. Because the things that she's saying, it assumes that you don't recognize that she's the vice president right now, today. Her and Dementia Joe, who's doing whatever he's doing, they supposedly run the country. If you wanted no tax on tips, you could walk down the office and say, hey, Joe, let's go ahead and put this and make it a law. What's stopping you? That's how you know she's lying. Every time she gets up and makes these speeches, she's assuming people think she's a candidate, but that she's not the existing vice president. The Democrats right now are a hive mind, and they have been convinced, the audiences, that she's not the president. She's not in office, a vice president. They're convinced that she can't do anything. She went up and said, we're going to do something about the border. You're the border czar. Why aren't you doing it right now? They think you're stupid. And they will continue to do this. And where people are like, oh my God, they're all clapping in the stands. They're all happy. Wake up. That's all I'm saying. Wake up. Let me take a few comments here. Kamala Harris is vice president of nothing. Yeah. Hi, Barry. Awesome content. Thank you very much. Hopefully Trump... what happened? Where'd that go? Wow, it didn't do. Where is it? It moves... Oh, here it is. Oh, it's gone. Sorry. Harris is 2 rallies away from orange tan spray and blonde wigs. Yeah, and a Band-Aid on her ear. Right? So put me in the fourth White House. Kamala tells the gullible, low IQ. I mean, I don't even know if it's low IQ. It's just that they hate Trump so much. They will lockstep pretend as though everything he says is bad, while everything she says is good, even if she says what he says. That's how bad it is, including the media. Including the media who can parrot what Trump says, use his exact words, as long as they can stick a hand up Kamala's butt and make her lips move. It's incredible. Well, yeah, you're true here. There's no Democrat there. They're communist. Yeah, absolutely. But because, and you know how you know that? Because they're trying to tell you that people don't want to pay less taxes. They're okay with, the government just taking more and more of their money. That's crazy. Black conservative perspective is great too on YouTube. Yep, I like him. He's very good. What color is she today? Oh my goodness, you're crazy. Barry, I hear you, and I agree. I highly doubt she could ever fairly win over him. But are you underestimating their corruption? All right, great. Watch my show on Friday, because when I show you, if you haven't seen last week's, go look at the polling. But this week's is going to be even more eye-opening. But you need to see what I said last week. I don't underestimate their corruption. What I do see is it's going to be so hard for that corruption to work that it's been exposed to the point where I don't think they can cheat enough to make a difference. And, Trump always says too big to rig. It already is too big to rig. That's why they're doing what they're doing, trying to suppress you from thinking that Trump can win. Oh no, she's up by 7, she's up by 9, she's up by 10. And then I'm going to show you some data on Friday that's going to prove to you that that's not true. You're going to see specifically why that's not true. And in addition to that, I've got something I'm going to show you today that's even more so going to tell you they're freaking the F out. They're terrified. They're absolutely terrified. So let me go to this next thing here. Again, showing that people must think people are stupid. President Trump just called out Kamala for actually using the IRS to harass tipped workers. Now she's saying she wants to end tax on tips. Don't buy into the fraud. This law was passed in 2023. This law is that the IRS is cracking down on undeclared tips. So they passed this law, and the law was basically, let me show you, was passed by her. I am proud to cast the tie-breaking vote to pass our Inflation Reduction Act, which capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. But that's not all it did. It went after tips from service workers. It's so blatantly stupid. Kamala Harris, who now claims to be against taxing tips, was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which expanded the IRS so it could go after people not paying taxes on tips. Every server in the country should know that. They don't because the media doesn't tell them. Wow. You mean that she was the one, and she was proud to cast the tie-breaking vote to make sure that they grabbed as much of the tip money from people in the service industry. So not only is she BSing you about wanting to have no tax on tips, she was her words. She was the tie-breaking vote to ensure that they did take more of your money. You can't be obtuse and a fan for Kamala Harris at the same time. You're missing too much of the information. Or ignoring it, or they're just not telling you. Again, as I showed you earlier, how many journalists are scrambling this morning to figure out how to cover Kamala Harris's first major policy announcement, no taxes on tips. And other people are out there now just scouring and digging deep in their archives going, these people all hated it. Nobody wanted it. Every single one of these commie rags was like, oh, we can't do that. We got to keep taking tips. But people buy her crap. It just goes on and on. Here was what she did. Jim Banks, who is a congressman from Indiana, as vice president, Kamala was the deciding vote, which she said herself, on the Inflation Reduction Act. That gave the IRS $80 billion of your tax dollars to make sure they tax every tip worker earned. Kamala Harris is a total fraud. And here it is right here. IRS introduces new service industry tip reporting program. It was her. I wonder, okay, you guys are Trump supporters for the most part. Have you heard this before? Has anyone shown you this information that the IRS created a new rule to reinforce or reinvigorate collection of tips, taxes on tips from service industry people? Did you know that? Did you know that Kamala Harris was the deciding vote on that law? It was tied in the Senate, and as the vice president, she's the president of the Senate. She said, "Yes, let's grab as much of that waitress's money as we possibly can." A year ago. So how are you proud to be the deciding vote a year ago to take more of a waitress's money, and then today now you're waving the flag that you're for it? Did you know? I mean, I would love to know from some of you guys, did you even know that was true? They've done so much corruption, it's hard to keep up. It was like any payments over $600 a month. Yeah, they were going to take your Venmo money as well. Let's see, I didn't know, but it doesn't surprise me. I did know about her deciding to vote for the bill. Yeah, I mean, guys, SV is right, and he's one of our moderators. We get sometimes, depending on how things go, 10, 12,000 comments. There's no way I can see them all. So please don't get offended if I pick some and not the other, because as I'm talking here, and when I click over, I can see some things, but I can't see them all. So just understand, I love that you're commenting, but I can't possibly see every single one of them. Yes, somebody said here, yes. Did you know Barry Trump baited her? I don't know. I don't think he forced her to be that stupid and say that. I mean, what else is she gonna basically take over and decide to do? I don't know, but that was very, very stupid indeed. That was Jim Banks. Okay, this was Donald Trump Jr. Kamala and Biden have been using the IRS to crack down on and audit waiters over their tips. Has there ever been a more two-faced fraud of a politician than Kamala Harris? She will never fight to reduce the power of the IRS and lower your taxes. However, Trump will end taxes on tips. And this was, again, February 7th, 2023. So we're not talking a long time ago. Biden's IRS plans to crack down on waiters' tips. They're coming after waitresses' tips now, tax expert says. February 7th, 2023. It's a scam. She is Kamala Harris. All she is trying to do is make sure that she appeases whoever's pulling her puppet strings. She's out there just saying whatever she needs to say. She doesn't even know what she's saying. I bet she doesn't remember she was the tie-breaking vote to make it law. But then, the hundreds and thousands of people who rely on tips for their income, who thought that it was a great proposal, now think it's fantastic because Kamala said it. But the magazines and the newspapers and the media tried to say that everybody, you didn't like it. It wasn't something they need to do. This is a great one. This is from Unseen One. This is probably the stupidest move I've ever seen in a presidential campaign out of McCain suspending his campaign. This opens her up to so many attacks. For instance, just off the top of my head, Trump was right. The guy who they call Adolf, he actually now is right. She asked to copy from Trump for an idea. Why did she come up with her own? Vote for the original, not the copy. She is too stupid to come up with her own ideas. She agrees Trump economic policies are better. She agreed with Trump, flip-flopper on taxes, stealing. Also opens up her VP's pick to further attacks on his stolen valor charges. Oh, by the way, little interjection here. Have you seen the new story about Tim Walz? Well, it comes out that in 1999, Tim Walz, the football coach, the nice guy, the snuggly one, he created a gay student alliance at the high school he was working at in 1999. Now, obviously, there's nothing wrong with that lifestyle. I'm not here to basically poo-poo on the lifestyle. Just kind of weird, though, because I never knew any football coach that I played under that wanted to basically create an alliance with those people. Someone's got to do it, I understand, but my football coach? 1999? 1999. How many alternative lifestyle people did you even know in 1999? I mean, we're talking 25 years ago? It wasn't a big deal to me back then. But then again, I was playing football, so I didn't care. Donald Trump Jr. again. There's no bigger fraud than Kamala Harris. She's a scripted phony who has never had an original or interesting thought in her life. And now people are actually posting the law. IRS introduces new service industry tip reporting program. This was in February of 2023. All I'm trying to show you here is that every time she vomits out of her mouth, she causes something else to be looked at. I don't think Tim Walz is going to survive this stolen valor thing. I don't think he's going to make it. And I've said for quite some time that I have felt that this Kamala Harris campaign was merely an audition to see what she can do. How can I back that up? Well, there are a lot of things that just don't seem to make sense. Most of it with the media. Why are they acting this way? Instead of just reporting the news and keeping it straight. Why are they going overboard to make it seem like she's just doing fantastic and protecting her on, even though she's ignoring them, their job is still to go out and attack. Why is that? Why are they doing that? Because she's losing. Here's another reason. You're going to find this out on Friday. I said it in last week's polling show, and I showed you. I'm like, why are the big polling companies not doing polls? Why did they stop reporting? As of today, since I did my show last Friday, the big ones, I'm not talking about these little independent, they don't matter. The big ones who we see every election cycle, they're still not reporting. What's the data that they've been getting that they don't want to report? I see it every single day with the blacks. I'm beginning to see it with the Hispanics. I'm beginning to see it with the younger people. The numbers all skew Trump. Why are they not putting out the polls? The media won't even ask. The media won't even get out there and say, hey, listen, there's something wrong and we're not getting the polling data. Don't know. I can't tell you. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but they're definitely not showing it. And then, J.D. Vance and a couple of the other people are out there putting it out there as well. This is what J.D. said. Given that she runs the government, why doesn't she do it now? That is an easy layup question for the media. The media could just say, listen, hey, Kamala, you're making these proposals. You're the vice president of the United States. Why aren't you doing it right now? What are you waiting for? But of course she's not going to say because she can't do it because she doesn't want to do it. Can you understand, as of this moment, their party is in power. If you wanted to reduce tax on tips, I'm pretty sure the Republicans would like, go ahead. Yeah, do it. Let's go ahead. Let's vote. Let's do it right now. We'll have it on Biden's desk by the end of the day. Let's go ahead and get it done. All the Republicans would just say, yep, we'll do it. What happens when the Democrats have to vote on it? You think Elizabeth Warren is going to be okay with cutting taxes? Do you think AOC is going to be okay with cutting taxes? Oh, how about Bernie Sanders? You think he's going to be okay with cutting taxes? They should call her bluff. Whoever the Republicans are in Congress right now who push these bills should call her bluff right now. That's the problem I have with the Republicans in Congress. As soon as she said that, Monday morning they should have been, okay, let's have this bill ready to go. Okay, here we go. Everybody wants it. Let's go. Let's bring this to the floor. Come on, Speaker of the House Johnson. Let's go ahead and put it out there. She wants it. Let's do it right now. Why do we have to wait? She could take credit for it. It would be her. See what I did? I pushed it through. Okay, here, do it. Call her bluff. Why didn't they? Why didn't they walk in on Monday and go, hey guys, you want to do this? Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and put a bill together, type it up, boom, bam, here we go. We're going to vote on it. Ready? Johnson takes it to the floor, puts it up there, 220 Republicans vote yes. Democrats, how you guys doing over there? How many? You going to vote for this tax cut? She knows it's bullcrap. She knows they won't go along with it. It's a ploy. It's a political campaign ploy because she wouldn't be able to get her own people to vote for it. And the Republicans have an amazing opportunity to call her bluff right now. Put it in her face. Show that, hey, listen, Trump's not in office, but, let's go ahead and put the Kamala no tax on tips bill in. Why are they not doing it? I am sick of people worrying and, let me check the weather. How's it going to look if I say this? Say what you mean. Do what you say. That's all you have to do. That's the reason why Trump is who he is. If he says it, he really means it, and he's going to try and do it. Yeah, some of the stuff doesn't work, but at least he's going to tell you what he thinks. He's going to tell you specifically, hey, listen, we need to do some more crypto. Yes, we need to basically get that reserve going. We need to get stuff in the gold market going. We need to do things to help Americans. The world's on fire. Any day now, World War III could break out. Do it. Stop chirping and talking crap. Do it. These guys are going to have to get their acts together if they want to get this country back on where it's supposed to be. And right now, I don't see them doing it. I think they're afraid. I think they're all running for office and they're worried. And I'm like, just do it. Be right back. You know that inflation is still on the rise all across America. And our dollar is being devalued more and more every single day by the Federal Reserve and their massive money printing schemes. So you have to ask yourself, are my investments really safe? I doubt it. Listen to this. Government debt is growing at the rate of $1 trillion every 100 days. Since 2020, every dollar in your wallet has lost 24% of its purchasing power. And in just the last 18 months, what you need to survive as a family, your groceries, your necessities, have gone up by $11,000 per family. These are unsustainable and outrageous numbers. That's why I'm recommending that you call my friends at Lear Capital. They'll show you how easy it is to move some of your assets into gold and silver. Assets that are growing in value instead of keeping them in a dollar, which is declining in value. And as we approach the election and with all the volatility in the world, now is the time to take some action. Call Lear today at 800-601-5430 or go to learberry.com. When you go to Lear, you'll be able to download a de-dollarization guide. It will show you specifically how your dollar is deflating every single year. There's no obligation, it's just free information. You'll learn how to protect your hard-earned money with gold and silver. Just so you know, Lear has over 27 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, $3 billion in trusted transactions, and is the only company with a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. Call Lear at 800-601-5430 or go to learberry.com. And when you give them a call, ask how you can get $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase. All right, so before I close the show, I want to remind you again, tonight, 7:30, join me as we talk about Trump going live with Elon Musk and his return to Twitter. This show was designed to show you, just keep your eyes open, keep your eyes open as to what's going on, and realize you're being lied to and that they are deathly afraid. I can see it, and what I'm going to show you next should underscore everything I've said thus far. People who are ahead and who are basically champions or leading don't spend a whole lot of time looking in their rearview mirror. They look to forge ahead and increase their lead, be better, stronger. Kamala Harris is hiding. That should be the first and foremost thing that you should know right now. Someone who is confident, feels strong about what they're doing, feels like they have command of things at this point, wouldn't be hiding. I know in the media what they like to say, oh, she's doing what she needs to do right now because she doesn't need to do these things. Said nobody ever. Said nobody ever. When you're up 50-0, you pull your starters. You're in a close game, you don't pull your starters. What you're trying to do right now is basically see if you can coast, and you're not going to be able to coast. Trump is calling her bluff right now. He's starting, when you see people spending hundreds and millions of dollars on ads, if people paid attention to advertising, okay, I'm going to tell you this, being formerly in the advertising business, if people paid attention to ads in any great number, I'd be rich. I'll tell you that right now. You see, basically, if an ad is successful, you're hoping for a 1%, a 2% conversion rate. If you get 3% conversion rate, you're doing fantastic. So people who run a ton of ads have to do so because it takes 6 to 10 times for your message to reach somebody. So your burn rate's a term you can look up. Look up burn rate. Your burn rate on your ads is how much you're having to spend to keep the thing moving. If you're in e-commerce or if you're in a store, you understand if I run an ad, I need to convert customers. She is raising so much, and we can go on another show as to where the money is coming from, because she's burning so much. And the problem with her burn rate is she's not converting. She's not seeing any efficiency from her ads. And because she can't do it naturally, they are dependent upon ads. You know, when if you had a new store, you have your grand opening, the idea is to push a whole bunch of money towards that grand opening to get people to come in and buy your stuff. Then you're hoping, hey, from there, word of mouth will come out. And you try to do some earned media. That's another term. Media won't tell you about that, I'm telling you. So look up burn rate and look up earned media. Earned media is when people are talking about you and they're talking well about you. Trump got billions of dollars of earned media. Kamala can't touch that. Again, 100 million, 150 million people watched Aiden Ross. Don't even know what the number is going to be like tonight. It's going to be massive. You cannot buy that. You understand that? You cannot buy what's going to happen tonight. You can't walk into NBC and say, listen, I'm going to stroke a check, but I need you guys to deliver 200 million people. They're like, well, we can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? Well, only 100,000 watch Joy Reid, and only 75,000 watch Morning Joe. I can't. We can't. If we add them all up for a month, we can't deliver that kind of an audience. Break that down when you think about it. You can look on different websites and see the ratings of shows, and even those are kind of fudged. But if you added up the numbers per the shows, you can't buy enough ads to get to 200 million people. She can't do it. The only way you can get to 150 to 300 million views is if you have the ability to bring in the audience. if people want to hear what you have to say. That's why you get a band, I'm going to go back in my past, you get a band like Bon Jovi. And Bon Jovi, when they would tour, would sell out everywhere they went. What's the difference between a Bon Jovi and a club band? Well, the club band, if they went and played in an arena, there'd be nobody there. It'd be like, okay, there's 50 people here. Right now, Taylor Swift, for whatever reason, she can go out and sell out an 80,000 seat stadium. She can command an audience. XYZ band plays in a theater, might command 1,000 people. You can't buy the audience. The audience is something you have to build. Kamala doesn't have a fan base. No matter what they show you on TV, no matter what they say and how they keep trying to talk about her, she doesn't have command of that kind of an audience. So what's going to happen is tonight and in the future, Trump is going to command hundreds of millions of faces. I don't know if you guys remember the old Bon Jovi song where he's like, wanted dead or alive. I've seen a million faces and I've rocked them all. She ain't saying that. That's a problem. And it's not just a problem for her. It's also a huge problem for the media. And it's becoming so much of a problem that now we see governments wanting to get involved. They know she's a phony candidate. Wait till you see this. This came out just before I came on the show, and this puts a giant exclamation point on what's happening with Kamala and what's going to happen tonight. And this is what you need to be afraid of. This is where we are in this election. Breaking. The European Union just issued a letter to Elon Musk demanding that he censor Donald Trump in their upcoming interview tonight. Threaten him with legal obligations if he fails to stop the, quote, disinformation. They don't even want him to talk. Shut him down. Don't let him get on stage. Don't let him have access to the gazillions of people who are going to watch tonight. Do you think anyone would send this out about Kamala Harris? They're terrified. Understand, this is a letter from the friggin' European Commission sent to Elon Musk saying, shut it down. Don't let him talk. Shut him up. It's kind of little, but you can see here what it says. This notably means ensuring on one hand that freedom of expression and of information, including media freedom and pluralism, are effectively protected, and on the other hand that all proportionate and blah, 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 shut him down is what they're saying. Do not let this man talk tonight. This is important against the background of recent examples of public unrest brought about by the amplification of content that promotes hatred, disorder, incitement of violence, or certain instances of disinformation, blah, 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 blah. Elon Musk, we're going to throw you in jail if you don't shut this down. I'm going to let that stay up there. Maybe you guys can see some of it. Yeah, but basically, that's it. That's the letter from, I saw this and I went, this is a perfect way for me to end my show. They are terrified. When you don't want someone to even get access to a microphone, what does that say? You don't even want this man in a position to reach the hundreds of millions of people he's going to be speaking to. And yes, many of them are from other parts of the world. He's giving people around the world hope. America could return to that big, powerful country it used to be, where we don't have to endure the crap we're enduring in our country over wherever you are. That's the power that Donald Trump is bringing. That's a power that Kamala Harris can't even touch. It's not even remotely fair. It's not a fair fight. No wonder they're trying to prop her up any way they can. You got a government, actually a huge government across other parts of the country, the European Union, saying don't let him talk. Do you understand now why everything you're seeing, her saying no tax on tips and all this other crap is just they got nothing. They have absolutely nothing. And the worst part about it is that they know they have nothing. The media knows they have nothing. I watched Andrea Mitchell on a show, and I saw Brianna Kyler from CNN, and you look at the host's face, and when you look at them, they realize they're doing something they don't really want to do, and that they really aren't successful doing. It's not moving a needle. It's all fake. And when I see a country or countries come together and say, please, no, not even please, we're going to throw you in jail if you let this man talk tonight. That should make you happy. As a Trump supporter, that should make you go, oh shit. Oh yeah, we got this. Not cocky, but it should exude strength from you. You should realize this man is so feared. They tried to take him out. They couldn't take him out. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to put him in jail. They tried to do everything. And he shows up on X tonight and they're wigging. Absolutely losing their crap, where you got other countries saying, shut it down. Why would they be doing that if he's losing? I'm going to let you dwell on that. Why would they be telling Elon Musk not to let him talk if he was losing? If Kamala had it in the bag, if she's so far ahead, why would you care? I don't care. You can say what you want. Doesn't matter to me. I'm done. We're just gonna basically go back to doing what we're doing. We don't care about Donald Trump. He's a loser. Except the fact that they know he's not a loser. And Trump is everywhere today. I mean, it's going to be complete mayhem tonight. Not for us. The only thing I can think is if Elon Musk doesn't have the server capacity. I don't know if you guys saw, but last night he was up to like 3 o'clock in the morning testing server capacity. That's how many people they're expecting tonight and over the next couple days. Rio's family says, I literally had a disagreement with a family member last night about Trump. They couldn't tell me one thing why they felt the way they did. I said, get with the program. Yeah, it's all brainwashing. Tell them to listen tonight and see what it says. And Waltz is a pervert and a communist and wants Sharia law. Yeah. Trump, in addition to having the communication or interview with Elon Musk tonight, he's also begun posting on X again as well. Elon, thank God, just imagine where we would be if he didn't buy Twitter. And what I mean by that is, there's YouTube here, and there's a ton of stuff that you can't say here, but you can pretty much say what you want on X, and none of this would be happening. That's one of the problems with the media. They're running their playbook from 2020, but they had Twitter to shut people down. They had Facebook to shut people down, just kick you off. Nope, can't say that, can't say that, can't say that. And now people who couldn't talk on Facebook have drifted to Twitter. People who have been banned from YouTube have drifted to Twitter. And the numbers that Elon has been able to accumulate, it's the #1 news app in the world. In fact, so many of these news stations look to Twitter for news because it happens in real time and it happens so fast. Let's see here. What else we got? What time tonight for X? If you're going to go on X, here's something that's interesting. So I'm going to go live at 7:30. They're supposed to talk at 8 o'clock. Because it's so new, guys like me, other people, we're going to be doing the same thing. I'm going live at 7:30 because I'm having to basically configure and make sure everything is working at the same time live. So when it happens, this is the first time Elon Musk has done this. And so we all have to have some redundancy. I'm running 2 computers tonight to make sure one doesn't fail. And I'm sure a lot of other people are as well. So he's going live supposedly at 8 p.m. If you come here, I'm going to be doing it at 7:30. Different people are going to be doing it at different times. But we're all going to be testing basically live because we've never done it before. This is something completely new, and so bear with everybody. Just don't bear with me. I'm apologize now. First couple minutes we're gonna have to see what's going on, but pretty much a lot of people are gonna be that way. Let's see. Barry's live stream starts at 7:30. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody said they just signed up. Somebody said they just signed up for X. All right. So if you sign up for X, which is free, you don't have to pay, and you're like, this thing is just crazy, take your time, just look around, follow people that you can trust or and then watch their stuff and see who they're talking with, and you can, they've got two friends and you can talk to two friends, and you never have to say a word. So many people have Twitter accounts that do what's called lurking. They don't want to get flamed, they don't want to get torched, but you can look. I mean, it's almost like window shopping in a mall. You can go, oh, that's a pretty interesting article. That's a pretty interesting video. And you don't even have to click a button. You don't have to click like. You don't have to click share. You don't have to get yourself in a position where someone's going to turn around and flame you. Because there are people that Kamala has hired at this point that are looking to see who liked something, and then they're basically trashing them. You don't have to do that. I've got friends right now who have Twitter accounts, and all they do is lurk. They don't even get involved in stuff. They just like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that was a cool video. My wife has an anonymous account, and right now, if she sees something, she'll send it to me or forward it to me in a direct message, but she doesn't say much in terms of what's going on. Better be ready. YouTube may be gunning to stop all of this on their platform. It's possible. They're terrified. I have to agree with you 100%. The world at this point is terrified of what may happen tonight. Why would you be terrified if you thought Kamala had it in the bag? That's all. That says everything right there. And I don't know how long it'll go. I mean, it may go 45 minutes. Trump may talk for 2 hours. I think they're going to play it by ear. One thing that Elon has said is completely unscripted. Trump's walking in, hey, okay, here we're going to do. And the other thing is, I don't know at this point if it's audio only or video. It may be just an audio conversation. Don't know. Nobody knows what's happening yet. It's just going to happen. I know he wants to get it to where spaces are video as well, but it may just be audio, which is fine as well. Just so you know, he offered Kamala the same thing. Hey, Kamala, you want to come on and do an unscripted interview? No, I don't want to do that. She said no. Tumik says, Barry, where'd this go? I encourage you to do a video clarifying that Agenda 47 is Trump's agenda, not Project 2025. Kamala is using this to her advantage because many people believe it. Stupid people. I'm sure that'll come up. I'm sure 150 million people are about to find out that she's been lying about Project 2025. I would almost bet anything that Elon Musk is going to talk about that. It'll come up. And so much. I mean, it's funny because they won't tell you, but every one of those media people will be tuned in tonight as well. They have to. As much as they loathe Elon Musk, as much as they hate the orange man, every single one of them will be listening, and then the next day they will tell their audience, oh, it was horrible, and there were glitches, and nobody showed up, and he lied, and then we're going to fact check it. They can't help it. They have to. She's not winning. She's not going to win. And I think you're going to see so many people tonight, whether you're with me or you're directly on X, that people are going to... I mean, just think about it. We have a guy that basically... Not a guy. We have a... If any of you think otherwise, just think to yourself right there. A group of countries in Europe decided to write a letter and tell the Elon Musk, don't put it on. We'll put you in jail. We'll take legal action against you. We don't want this guy talking. I'm like, well, he's running for president of the United States. What the hell are you guys worried about? He doesn't have any power in England. He doesn't have any power in the United States right now, does he? I mean, Kamala's way ahead, right? Right. So what are you worried about? What are you so afraid of that this man might say something that'll cause your population over there to freak the F out? If you look at what people do, if you watch what they write and what they say, you will see in between it, and you just pull the veil away, and you think to yourself, what's back there? There's this thing. Here's another homework for you assignment. Look up Streisand effect. And the Streisand effect is basically something Barbara Streisand did with her house, and she was trying to deflect, but what she did is she put a microscope on it. It's sort of like going, what's in the box? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about that box. There's nothing there. So what's the first thing you want to do? You want to get in that box. So right now, you and a lot of other people are saying the same thing. What are you worried about Donald Trump for? Why are you worrying about a candidate for president in the United States and y'all European countries are over there? Oh, wait a minute. Because, if he gets in, he's cutting off the flow of cash. Zelensky and your buddies over there who want to fight the big bad Putin, you ain't going to have no money to launder. Yeah, start putting it all together. You'll see very quickly what's going on with people. And they're freaking out so bad. So bad. They're scared because the Democrats don't want to lose their power. Yeah, it's all about power and money. Both together. One time I was put in Twitter's jail for explaining what I was put in Twitter's jail for. Oh yeah, it used to be bad. My wife, she was very strong in politics as I was. She never got her real account back. She had to open a whole nother account. And then when Elon, it's fine. There's really no problem. You don't blatantly come out and say something, but to this minute, and I had someone reach out to me yesterday, Barry, you should take this down. As of right now, there has been no debunking about the Tim Walz horse story. They'll debunk you pretty quick about X, Y, and Z. They'll put up community notes, say, hey, that's not true, or you should take that down. Nobody, no community notes, nobody has said that Tim Walz thing about the horse stuff. I know PolitiFact tried to say it, and people say, well, okay, where's your proof? You're saying PolitiFact says, no, it didn't happen. What, just because you said so? How about Tim Walz come out on the stage? Let me get ahead of myself here. Have you find it odd? It's one thing that Kamala Harris won't do an interview, but Tim Walz won't do one either? You got the two biggest job applicants in the world. Two of them, and neither of them want to talk to the press? Anybody else find that odd? Neither? Vice President, President, neither one of you want to talk to the press? What are you guys hiding? What is it? Who are you hiding? Why are they telling you this? There's a reason they're not getting out there. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Can we quit calling the Democrat Party the Democrat Party? Yes, you are absolutely right. Whoa, Wilbur. Oh my God, nobody wants to touch the horse. God, it's too funny. As somebody said, they're banned from Twitter forever. Unless you're saying really nasty stuff, just go ahead and create another account. They'll leave you alone. But anyway, that's what I got for you this afternoon. Don't worry. Everything's okay. She's not winning. The media is trying to do what they can. And I would tell you the truth otherwise. If I said, hey, listen, she's doing interviews. She's out there. She's putting up policy. She's telling people what she's going to be doing. Her policies make sense to some people. If she was doing anything that a normal candidate would be doing, I'd be like, yeah, and she still had numbers, then I'd be like, yeah, maybe she's formidable. Right now, you have to prove you're formidable. We're watching the NFL preseason right now. We're watching players trying to make teams. We're watching other players try to hone their skills. They're trying to prove that they belong in the NFL. You just can't sit on the sidelines if you're a rookie and go, let me know when the regular season begins. Nah, it doesn't work that way. You're not Brady. Brady has a resume. You can see what he's done. Everybody else, we need to see what you got. Her, she won't show anybody what she has. What kind of strategy is that? Don't know. But neither she or Walz, and then couple that with the media that's fawning all over her, trying to do everything possible, tells me something's wrong in Denmark. Something stinks really bad. And then the punctuation was that letter from the European Commission. If I didn't see that letter from the European Commission, I'd be like, yeah, I feel good about 80% that Trump's winning. Seeing that letter from the European Commission, worried about countries over there, worried about Trump talking, I'm solidly, at this point, solidly saying she's not anywhere close to him, especially in the swing states. I want you to get that kind of confidence. The only way you're going to get that kind of confidence is you start doing your own homework, ignore the media, dig deep. And part of that is tuning in tonight. And like I said, whether you come see me or go directly on X, I don't care. See, I'm not one of those guys who's like, you got to come here. Do whatever you need to do. Listen however you need to listen, and watch what happens. Watch how this thing absolutely explodes. And I'm telling you right now, there will be glitches. No one's ever done this before. No one has ever had 100 million simultaneous viewers. Don't get frustrated with that. In fact, if it crashes, that's even more of a reason for you to be enthused. Like, oh my God, it crashed? It absolutely... Here, let me show you something. Before I go, I was going to go right now. Just to give you an idea, let me pull up Trump's profile here. All right, so here we go. Donald Trump put this up, as you can see, 3 hours ago. In 3 hours, this video has 17 million views in 3 hours. 345,000 people have liked it. He put this up 15 minutes ago. It's already at 830,000 views. By comparison, let's look at Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris has put this up. This is her pin post. It's been up since August 6th. So it's been up for 6 days. And it only has 15 million. And it's been up for 6 days. She needs to be afraid. She needs to be worried. Donald Trump blew away her best post ever by over 1 million in a couple hours. Tonight's going to be epic. Watch it. If it does, like I said, if it does glitch, be happy. That means that many people are watching. I'll see you guys tonight, hopefully. Stay strong. Smile. You got this right now. Don't know what's going to happen in the future, but if the election was today, Trump wins. Talk to you guys tonight.